Evilest thing that was done to you. My coworker gave my abusive husband my location. I didn't have a healthy marriage. My husband was the perfect man outside the house, but he was also the typical macho, wife-beating husband when there were no audiences. His charming persona often made the ladies swoon. I know I did. I thought he was a catch when we first met. He was attentive and caring. Bonus that he was also so handsome. I had a glimpse of his real self when we were dating, but I chalked it up to his just being intensely in love with me. He showed his true form not even a moment before the inks on our marriage license dried. He ordered me to give him my passwords to my online banking accounts on our wedding night. He then proceeded to pay off his own credit card bills using my money. For years, I endured his slaps and punches, thinking there was no way out. His outbursts were unpredictable. I would keep the house spick and span, return home from work on the dot, get his food done on time, etc., and still he would find a fault in something or some other. And when that happened, I either got verbal insults or physical assaults. If I were lucky, I'd get both. Our friends, who were really just his friends because I had no friends left, thanks to him, didn't suspect a thing because he was always so sweet on me when they were around. My parents lived far from us so I couldn't just tell them. Also, the truth was I was so ashamed that I married a bad man. I got it in my warped mind that it was my fault somehow. I was planning for months to leave, but I had no savings on my own. I thought I could wait for more time before I could make a run for it. But one night had sped up my plans. He was let go from his job when their company was bought by another. I don't know how that's my fault, but somehow it was. I certainly felt that it was when he didn't hold back with his punches. Normally he would only hurt me on strategic parts of my body where no one would see. But on that night, he was so angry that he forgot to only hit me where clothes could cover the bruises. A neighbor had to call the cops when I couldn't contain my screams anymore. When I was taken to the hospital, I thought it was the right time to leave while he was in jail. It took several people in the hospital to help me file protection from him. I got a women's organization to help me leave. They were amazing people. I was careful not to engage conversations with my husband. He got out of jail since that night and he refused to divorce me. He was barred from getting near me, but that didn't stop him from trying. He left so many threatening messages that I was so scared to answer phone calls from unknown numbers. I was able to find a new job that didn't require me to face customers. I informed the management of my situation and fortunately, they were understanding. Without divulging my personal issues to others, they reminded the staff not to disclose confidential information to people outside the company. I thought I had already suffered the worst from my husband, but I did not count on another one to callously put my life in danger. I did not know for sure how my husband found my new work, but he did. He called my job and asked if I worked there. Celia, a tenured receptionist who had been with the company for years, answered and basically just said yes. I would later find out that it was not the only interaction she had with him. Remember I said my husband's outside persona was a charming and suave man? Well, she charmed Celia all right. He asked her in no uncertain terms if I was working there because I apparently owed him money. Celia believed him and basically gave away my hiding spot. Not only that, she also connived with him to catch me so I wouldn't have to escape. She gave him my schedule and informed him when I would be free. One day, she called me to the front desk for something. Thinking nothing of it, I came, only to stop in my tracks when I saw my husband laughing with Celia. I already knew my husband and his many faces. I knew all of them. And at that time, he was wearing his "wait till we get home" face, promising to hurt me once we were alone. But Celia, I never did anything to her. I thought I had treated everyone in the office with respect. Her face, the one she showed me that very moment, was the most evil thing I saw. She was so smug, smirking at me like she knew I got caught and wouldn't be able to escape anymore. Whatever did I do to that woman to warrant that? I was frozen in my place. I couldn't even cry for help. My husband knew this because before he went to me, he kissed Celia's hand and thanked her. Celia blushed. It was like witnessing a teenage girl with a crush. My husband started dragging me to his car. I tried to resist, but he was too strong. Finally I was able to cry for help in the parking lot. That got me a backhanded slap. It was a miracle that a couple I barely knew from another department came to my rescue. The guy physically prevented my husband from further manhandling me, while the girl called other people for help. Other people came out and called the cops. People witnessing his real self was my husband's greatest fear, I think. He retreated and drove away. When Celia was asked later why she did it, she just said I should pay my debts. No remorse, no apologies. So that was it. I expected my husband, now ex, to hurt me, kick me, abuse me. But I never expected someone I barely knew to help him do that. The evilest thing that was done to me was not by my abusive husband, but by another woman I barely knew.
If you liked the story, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video and subscribe for more. Click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. Thank you very much.